So a current buzzword right now in statue collecting are MTO'S. Don't know what that is? Find out next. Hello everyone, it's the Batman Statue Collector and welcome to another statue chat. Now like I said at the beginning, today we're going to be talking about MTO'S, and that is a fairly new term to me. I have not really heard that at all until recently. Some of you might have been familiar with it for a while, but I do want to talk about what it is today. And I also want to talk about the current state of statue collecting and some concerns I have. And it's all going to build up to MTO'S, but I wanted to start today with talking about ES. And if you're new to collecting, ES is edition size. Edition size, so like let's say they make this one statue. The ES is how many statues they are making of that one piece worldwide. Okay, so it gives you a total amount of statues that are going to be made. And a lot of people really care about the ES. There's a lot of collectors that don't care at all about the ES, but that's what I wanted to talk a little bit about today. Okay, so whenever I first started collecting, I would go to like Sideshow Collectibles, and back then you had two options. You had the regular or the exclusive. They were usually the same price, and so it was a no-brainer to go with the EX, the exclusive. And they also would tell you what the ES is. So the regular, they might say that there's going to be 1,200 worldwide made, and it would say that the exclusive had 700 made. Okay, so collectors, it was very attractive to get the exclusive. Not only did you get the extra swap outs and things like that, but also you were able to know that you were going to invest in that item because there were less made. So in a lot of collectors' eyes, that was definitely an investment. It was worth it because in the long run, if you ever wanted to sell it, you're probably going to get your money back. And for a long time, that was very true. The secondary market was very lucrative because a lot of these statues, there were less statues being made. In some cases, the ES were very low, and so it was very attractive to buy to sellers who had bought the item. And so the secondary markets were like Facebook, eBay, some of those places. So you would at least get your money back then, and you would definitely, in a lot of cases, end up making a lot of money. This Batman bust back here, it's probably my favorite piece in my entire collection. I did not buy it when it first was out. I wish I had, but I did not do that. And I ended up buying it on eBay, and I paid a lot of money for it, way more than it was at retail. At the time, it was worth it for me. I would do it again in a heartbeat because, again, it's probably my favorite piece in my collection. But people were making really good money, and it's not like I don't buy any of these pieces to resell. I buy it because I consider it an investment. It is fine art to me. But at the same time, if I run out of space or my collection changes or I need the money, I will sell it. I don't want to, but I have to sometimes. And so knowing that I could put it on eBay and make money, or at least get my money back, again, it was an investment. I don't want to lose money. This is not gambling to me. This is a hobby. It's fun for me, but again, I don't want to lose money on these things. Okay, so let's go back a couple years ago. So the statue companies started kind of changing the way they were doing things. They would still, you would go to pre-order, but they wouldn't always give you what the ES was. Sometimes they would, sometimes they wouldn't. And I'm assuming that they were waiting to see kind of how many they were selling, but eventually they would then say what the ES is. That frustrated a lot of collectors, especially ones that were, thinking about possibly reselling down the road, because they would wait. They wouldn't pre-order right away like they used to. Day one, they would wait till the ES was announced, or like now, a lot of collectors are waiting till they're actually released, and people have them in hand to see if they're good quality and if they match the prototype, which sometimes they are. Sometimes they're better than the prototype, and sometimes they are worse than the prototype. So I understand why collectors do that today. I'm still guilty. I still like to order things on day one, but I have slowed down with that too. I have been more patient, I guess you could say. Now, again, ES doesn't necessarily matter to me because, again, I'm not in it to resell these things. But there are times where you're thankful that you have the exclusive to resell, or you're thankful that the ES was really low because it's more appealing to buyers. But that's the current problem. If you look on the secondary market right now, statues are not selling. And if they are way below retail because people can't get them sold. That is concerning to a lot of people. And here's what I think the problem is. I think that right now we are to a point where there are so many great statue companies out there, and they have the greatest artists in the world working for them. Okay, it doesn't matter whether it's Sideshow, Prime One, XM, Iron Studios, Tweeterhead, all of the greatest statue artists in the world are working. And they are constantly, consistently pumping out all of these amazing statues. They are literally pumping them out daily, where you can order them on pre-order. This is an exciting time to be a collector, and it's also a horrible time to be a collector because there's so many options. There are so many great things out there. The prices continue to go up, and there's more quantity. Okay, so it is a case of supply and demand. There are tons of these statues, people want them, but they either get too expensive, or they run out of space, or there's so many that they want they can't handle it. They get frustrated with the amount that's being released. Whenever I first started collecting, there weren't near as many statues being released. Now, like I said, there's pretty much one pre-order a day for some company out there. And again, it's exciting because there's so many great things to choose from. But I think that collectors are getting really frustrated. I sense it in my groups. I hear it in my groups. I hear it on my channel. That I feel like we are kind of getting to a bubble point in the statue community because there are just so many statues being made and not enough places and not enough money to do it. So that gets us to MTO'S. Now, MTO stands for Made to Order. This, again, is a new term to me, but I recently heard about it. So what MTO is you have a window. Let's say it's a 3-week window to order. Okay, so you have 3 weeks to order from this statue company. At the end of that 3 weeks, they cut it off. If in the end of those 3 weeks, let's say that they have 500 orders, then that's what the ES is, 500, not any more than that. So some collectors might say, well, this is a ploy, this is a gimmick to get statue company or get statue companies for you to buy their stuff. And so, but even the statue companies that are doing the MTO'S, they say, okay, well, we're still going to cap it at 1,000. So even if it gets to that point, you know it's not going to go over 1,000, okay, which is a pretty good ES in my opinion. But let's say they set it at 1,000, but they only sell 300, then they're only going to make the 300. They're not going to go ahead and make that 1,000. I think the problem is right now is that a lot of statue companies will say, well, we're going to set the ES at 3,000 statues, but they only sell 1,000. Well, that's 2,000 that they have in a warehouse that they're trying to get rid of. That they're trying to, probably have to give free shipping and, discounts throughout the year, which does benefit the collector in a lot of ways. But at the same time, it's flooding the market with all these extra statues, okay? So again, the MTO, you have that little window of time, and then you're able to get the ES right then. You know exactly how many are made. I know that can hurt a statue company. I know that having talked to some of the statue company, the head honchos of some of these companies, I know that they have to pay the factory a certain amount of money. The factory requires a certain amount. So let's say that they require at least 500, but you only are going to sell 300. Well, then you have to pay the factories more money. Okay, and I think a lot of people don't see that side of it. You don't see what the statue companies are dealing with on their side. And so I think that that's why some companies, they set their ES so high, because that makes it more affordable for the factory to make that many. But then again, the statue company is stuck with all these extra statues. So I think the MTO'S are one option that makes sense to me. It makes sense that maybe they're just not going to make so many of these statues, and it also lowers the edition size. So if there's only 300 made, that's great for a collector, because if you do want to resell it down the road, there's only 300 worldwide made. That makes sense. You're going to make money on that piece because there's not 10,000 statues made of that one character. Okay, so that makes sense to me. I also think that if we just slow down a little bit, instead of having, a statue a day being released, what if you had a couple a month? I know that slows everything down, and collectors might get kind of bored with like, oh, well, we're used to getting one a day. But I think in the long run, if we just kind of slow down a little bit, I think that the market won't be so saturated with statues, because what I'm afraid of is we're to a bubble point here where it's going to burst. And I love this hobby. This hobby is my relaxation. This is my escape from the stresses of everyday life. Now, there are, of course, stresses with statue collecting as well, and certainly drama, but this is my escape. I want the statue companies to succeed. I want them to continue to make amazing pieces, but maybe not as many amazing pieces. I think that might help the community as a whole. I think that right now it's kind of broken, and I feel like if everybody slows down, continue with the quality, even with the prices they are. I know they're way high right now. I get it. Everybody wants to make money. Statue companies are a business. That's what they're doing. They want to earn your loyalty and respect. But again, at the end of the day, they're a business. They want to feed their families. And so I understand why they want to pump out as much as they can. But at some point, it is going to burst. And so I want to see a healthy environment. I want to see the statue company and the statue world, community, if you will. I want to see it thrive. So things like MTO'S, if it helps the community, I'm all for it. I like the idea. It makes sense to me that they're not making as many statues. They're not flooding the market with so many things. And also it might help the people that do want to resell. Again, this is a hobby for a lot of people. It is a business for some people as well. But I do think, again, the MTO idea is a smart one. I don't know if it'll end up surviving because not everybody does it. It'll be interesting over the next couple years to see exactly what happens to the statue community. Again, I hear a lot of burnout. I hear a lot of people say, I'm out. I just can't do it anymore. I can't afford these pieces. I don't have the room for them. Collector problems, as I like to say. But I just feel like it's something that needs to be fixed. It's something that needs to slow down, and I hope that helps the community. I hope it does, because again, the people in this community are amazing. The statue companies, the people that I've gotten to know at Sideshow and Prime One and XM and Tweeterhead, I talk to those guys all the time, and they are amazing people. They want to do the right thing for the community, and they want to make it a fun environment. And so I know that eventually we'll get there. But maybe there has to be a tipping point first, and unfortunately that's getting close, I think. But I want to know what you think. I want to know your thoughts, your opinions. Am I wrong about MTO'S? Am I completely off base with them? Do you think that they're a gimmick? Do you feel like they are meant to benefit the statue companies? Do you feel like we are at a tipping point? Do you feel like the bubble is going to burst? Do you feel like I'm wrong with that? Let me know your thoughts. Let me know where you think we are right now in terms of statue collecting in the community, the healthiness of the community. Please let me know your thoughts below. I would love to hear them. As always, guys, thank you so very much for watching. If you did get enjoyment from this video, please give this video a thumbs up. Also, please share this video. Tell your friends about the Batman Statue Collector. I'd love to have as many people a part of my groups as possible, so thank you guys very much. Also, make sure if you are a subscriber, please make sure you click the little bell down below. That does notify you every single time I do post a new video. I can't thank you guys enough. I am amazed by how much positive feedback I get on a daily basis from you guys, and it warms my heart. It means the absolute world to me that you care about what I have to say. And that you get enjoyment and you look forward to my content. It is just, again, it blows me away. So thank you guys so very much for watching. Hopefully I haven't rambled on too long, but I just thought it was an interesting topic and I wanted to share it with you guys. As always, thank you so very much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I'll see you right here in the Batcave.